Hello, Megan here. I thought I'd talk about the spiritual path and some of the things that we come into on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes it will happen. Um, Sometimes on your spiritual path, you'll come into situations that might trigger old emotions or trigger old things from your past. It happens on a spiritual path of unconditional loving because we're really unconditionally loving ourselves. And when this happens, it can cause havoc because you can self sabotage things for yourself with these blocks that come in forth if you don't acknowledge them and understand them. They can really self sabotage you in a lot of different ways. Uh, with your relationships, with the present moment. Um, it also can take you on a negative vibration disc as well. So I figured I'd talk about these very things that come in contact with you once in a while. So when you get in a situation, let's say in one of your new relationships, or a relationship that something that's in your day to day, and it triggers an emotion. It triggers something that happened to you in the past. From your childhood, from your young adulthood. You know, wherever it triggers it. All right. So the best thing you can do, unconditionally loving, is to get present. All right. So the whole thing is when you get present, you got to take a step back, all right? You can't really go forward. You don't want to do anything. You just want to get to yourself and get present. Just get really there, and you'll feel this vibration of love, unconditional love, and you'll feel it, and you'll feel empowered. You'll feel okay. I'm perfect and whole and complete. Um, I am I am much more than this body. I'm much more than that. You'll feel the creator being within you. You'll feel the unconditional love. All right. So once you get to that point, all right. So then you're pretty calm. You're pretty relaxed. You're pretty all right. You're feeling extremely uplifted, and you'll feel a very very loving vibration that just sometimes can bring tears to your eyes because it's so beautiful. All right. Okay. So now you're at that point, all right? So the next thing you want to try to do is, all right, the situation that you encountered that triggered that emotion, all right? So then you just want to be present. You don't want to do any judgment. You don't want to attach to anything. You just want to be present and listening. And you're just listening, and that's it, to the emotion. So you bring the emotion forth and you hear it, all right? And you want to say where did it happen, and when did it happen, and the emotion will tell you. And then you want to, all right, well, who did it happen with, and why did it happen, this emotion. And it will really tell you, no, not judging it, not just listen to it. That's all you need to do, is who the people were that then, and what was the issue at hand, or whatever happened. All right, and you just listen to it, and you just, all right, you just lovingly say, yes, I remember, and I remember that, and I'm unconditionally loving you and accepting this. All right. All right. So you're in that moment, and you've heard it out, the emotion. The next thing you want to do is try to talk to the emotion. Try to want to say, look, yes, that happened in the past, but now that I'm in the now, I could have handled it in this way, and this would have never happened. But I didn't have that knowledge at that time. So I handled it the best that I could at that time. But now that I know the knowledge that I have now, I know what I would have done, but you know, I thank you for that lesson. I don't need it with my future relationships. You know, it just, you know, I know how to handle my life in and now. So, I mean, I appreciate the emotion that you taught me back then, but um, I would have handled it this way, and I did the best that I could in the relationship that I have in the now, and that the lesson is you know, and I do accept you and I love you, but we know much better what to do in the present moment, and it will really give you a little relief. It will give you like where you can breathe and where you can, and you'll feel a lot more accepting and more unconditional loving vibrations, and you'll be able to let things, you know, flow, and you know, the universal energies will come within you, and you'll start feeling that unconditional love, and that presence of you know, of just the whole energies of this universe, and you know, because you really don't want to go with that energy without addressing that, because if you don't address it, it can make you self-sabotage with your relationships, with whatever you're trying to do at the moment. It can sabotage you. um, the best thing is like I said, these old energies will come up, these old things, and it's literally just getting present in the moment, and dealing with the emotion, and going back within you. It's we're all unconditional spiritual loving path is about healing the past. It's about healing all those energies that no longer serve your relationships in the today, and you moving forward. It's letting go of all those energies, letting go of all those things that you were never of, that you were never that self-doubt or any of that stuff. You were never that. um, it's letting go of all those energies that are from the past, and you know, from a day to day it might come up, and that's the best way of doing it. And I'll tell you what, talk about relief. You can breathe, and you're a lot more clearer, and you can continue in your relationships, and have a little bit more healthier on yourself. It's all about unconditionally loving yourself, and realizing that the spiritual path is growth. It's growth. You're growing emotionally. You're growing to understand what unconditional love really is. And yes, you need to take time for yourself to do these things. You know, you'll go into these paths. You'll know it, because then you'll feel emotion that you don't want to feel. Then you know that's something that, okay, wait a minute, I gotta take some time out for me. I'm feeling this emotion, and that's when you step back and you do this. And I'll tell you what, it makes a complete difference on a spiritual path, is doing this, because if you just keep functioning, and not pay attention to it, it can cause quite havoc in your life. And really, we want to stay in the high flying disc now. We want to stay in the positive disc, you know. We want to heal that energy within us, and then get back on the high flying disc and manifest what we need. Joyful, positive, abundant life, and thrive in our relationships with all our friends, and thrive in all our relationships with people that we come encounter with, and helping them out. That's part of the spiritual path, is communication to one another, helping one another out, and doing it, because we're all doing this together. There is no higher, there is no lower. We're all absolutely 100% together and doing it, and it's a beautiful path. So just remember, when you experience a block, or and you'll know it, emotion, or things aren't going right for you. It's time to take a little time out for yourself, and and do the exercise, and I'll tell you what, you felt 10 times better and relieved, and you're like, oh, you'll understand, and you'll do a lot better. And there's no judging it. Just love it for what it is. That emotion that came up, I love it. Thank you for its lessons. Thank you, but you can also give it a little wisdom, like you were telling it, like a little advice. Don't play it like that. Playing a little advice. Yes, that was in the past, but now that I know what I know now, this is how I would have handled it. It would have worked out better, you know, and then you could heal these things. And so I literally just thought I'd let you know about this because this seems to really help on those day to day or every once in a while blockages that you come in. It's healing the inner child work, but even when you heal the inner child work, there will be situations on your spiritual path that will present these blockages. It's just an emotion that needs to be heard and then spirit and unconditionally loved and with understanding, and then you basically just want to tell it, yes, but I didn't have the knowledge that I have now, and I would have handled it totally different if I had the knowledge that I have now. And just, hey, just love it and accept it and just say, just like that. It does help on your spiritual path. It really alleviates a lot of things. And I hope you have a good night because I've got to make some vegan chili, and I'll catch you guys later. And I love you absolutely, each and every one of you. Mwah!